And when you guys are ready, we will go ahead and meet in a comfortable seated position on our mat for our gentle class today. If you happen to have a block and you'd like to utilize it, or you have some books or even a pillow or a couple of pillows and a blanket, then know that you can use that instead. If your knees are higher than your hip points, meaning if you touched and poked at the hip points and your knees are higher than that, then that's when I encourage you to sit on something so that you can actually feel the body releasing versus forcing that body up. So when you're ready, find what feels good for you. And at any time you can remove that prop so that you can anchor yourself into the earth through the block or through the mat. Relax those shoulders away from the ears. Let your legs be soft and comfortable. Maybe wiggle side to side as you peel the flesh from underneath the bottom so that you can ground down through your sits bones. We'll rest our hands anywhere along the thighs or maybe in front of our body as we grip onto the wrist or create a small bowl. Everyone begin by drawing a full breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, sigh that breath out, releasing it. Inhaling through your nose, let your belly expand like a giant balloon. And then exhale, sigh that breath out, relaxing the shoulders from the ears. A couple more, inhaling through your nose. If you feel like shrugging those shoulders up towards your ears, you absolutely can. But as you exhale, roll the shoulders back, down, and away. Last breath in, inhaling through the nose. And then exhale, open mouth sigh, letting that breath go. Taking your tongue, licking your lips, sealing them to one another. Begin by breathing in and out of the nose. As you begin breathing in and out of the nose, create a constriction on the back of the throat so that you can breathe through that channel. So you can create this oceanic sound with your breath. If your energy is low today, maybe just breathe naturally until you feel like connecting with that Ujjayi pranayama. Or if there's any disturbance within the body that this connection of breath currently doesn't feel right, change the breath style. But as you begin breathing in and out of the nose, constricting the back of the throat, hearing that vocal sound of your breath as it enters and as it releases, allow it to bring comfort. Allow it to bring some peace and ease into your body. As you find yourself arriving in this space, I invite you to clear the mind of the voices, of the chatter that are occurring between those two ears. As you begin to silence that chatter, tune in or focus on your breath. As you tune in and focus on your breath, invite yourself to scan the body with love and with gratitude from the crown of your head down to the very tips of your toes. As you reach the toes, then reverse the order as you come back up, scanning through the crown. Maybe smiling, giving yourself permission to arrive in this space, to arrive in the four corners of your mat. Now go ahead and fill in the blank to this next phrase, I am. As you fill in this blank, there are multiple words that can be used. I am calm. I am at peace. I am vulnerable, yet strong. I am courageous. I am free. I am here. Whatever word you decide to choose today, use it to draw that energy inward as well as allowing your energy to flow outward. Retain what you need for yourself and feel confident that you can distribute this love and this light out to others who may or may not know you today. As you work with your I am, when you lose that connection or the mind begins to wander, invite yourself to tune back to that. And now let's all take a full breath in through our nose, absorbing what we are and where we are. And we'll exhale, sigh that breath out, letting it go. Blinking those eyes open or keeping your eyes closed as you draw your next breath in. Circle sweep your arms up towards the sky. Let those palms kiss over your head. And as you exhale, bring your hands into prayer and at your heart space. As you take your next breath in, pull your right shoulder up towards your ear. And as you exhale, roll that right shoulder back and down. Inhale, we'll pull that left shoulder up. And as you exhale, roll that left shoulder back and down. Inhale, pull both the right and that left shoulder up. And exhale, relax the right and the left shoulder back down. As you take your next breath in, circle sweep your arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down, expand your palms, pointing them towards your screen. Inhale, those arms reach up. And as you exhale, bring your right hand to your right shoulder. And as you bring that right hand to that right shoulder, a couple of circles with this right elbow in one direction. And then the opposite direction, relaxing that left shoulder away from your ear. On your next breath in, extend and reach that right arm up, and then exhale, pull both elbow heads down. Inhale, the arms reach up, and now exhale, that left fingertips come to that left shoulder. A few circles in one direction, and switch the direction of your circles, tracing big circles towards that left side. And then inhale, come back to center, extending both arms up towards the sky. As we exhale, palms will kiss, the hands will come to prayer and at our heart space. Draw a breath in, eyes opened or closed, let that breath go. Inhale, circle sweep your arms back up towards the sky. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Imagine someone's patting your belly. And as they pat your belly, you naturally engage your core with the soft connection. Breath in and then exhale, right hand to that right side, left fingertips extending towards that right edge. Pull the shoulders away from the ears and extend and reach through your neck. As you extend and reach through your neck, you can gaze down to the ground, you can gaze forward, or you can even tilt your head or your gaze up towards the sky. Take a full breath in here, opening up through the side body, feeling that left knee, left hip ground itself to the earth. On your next breath in, press into that right palm, the arm extends and reaches up. And as we exhale, the left hand releases towards that left side and the right fingertips follow towards the left. Once more, adjust the body, feel the shoulders opening up, maybe feel that connection of the shoulder blades coming together behind the back. As you draw your breath in, you can actively extend your fingers as you gently release that right thigh and that right hip down. One more breath in and that breath out. On your next inhale, press into the earth with that left hand, lift both the right and the left arm up, and now exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. As you inhale, extend your arms back up, and as you exhale, right hand comes down, left hand reaches forward. If you're sitting on something and you need to remove it, go ahead and slide it out, and then exhale, bow your chest down. You're welcome to bend those elbows and stack the palms or stack your fists so that you can gently release part of your forehead or that space between your eyebrows down, or if you are resting on something, you can lift it up and then give yourself a little more height as you rest the space between your eyebrows down on the ground. Draw a breath in. Let that breath go. Take one more breath in here, and you'll let that breath go. If you have that block, gently remove the block. Your fingertips or your palms press into the earth. We'll inhale, rise up, sliding our hands towards our shin bones. Continue to exhale the breath, drawing the spine towards the back as you bring your chin towards your chest. On that inhale, lift your heart forward, relax the shoulders away from the ears, guide the body towards the top. Exhale, dome that spine, feel the length of your vertebrae as each little space opens up. And then inhale, guide that heart back towards the front. Feel how your sternum opens up now. Last time, exhale, dome it, close it all in, squeeze the body together. And then inhale, feel that expansion as your shoulders release away from your ears. On your next breath in, neutralize the spine. And as we neutralize the spine, we'll gently switch the direction we have our legs crossed. So if you had that right in front, bring your left in front and vice versa. Wiggle the hips right side to left side. And as you take your next breath in, circle sweep those arms up towards the sky. We'll exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Inhale, we'll lift those arms back up. And then exhale, twist open towards your right side. Let your right fingertips rest comfortably behind you as that left hand finds a soft spot along this right thigh. Shoulders release away from the ears, a breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, we can look over our right shoulder, releasing and bringing the belly out. Two more, breath in here. And that breath out. Inhaling through your nose, letting it go. On your next breath in, circle sweep those arms back up towards the sky. And as we exhale, pull the elbow heads down. Expand the heart, looking up if you can. Inhale, extend and reach up. And exhale, twist open towards that left side. And if there's anything going on with your spine where it's not comfortable, you can place both palms on that left thigh or even bring the hands to your left hip if that feels more comfortable in your frame. Drawing that breath in, letting that breath go. We're here for just a few inhales. Last inhale here. And you'll exhale, release that breath. Inhale, we'll come back to center, circle sweeping our arms up towards the sky. And as we exhale, left fingertips go down, right fingertips reach forward, extend both the right and the left palm down. Again, grabbing anything necessary to bring the earth up to you so that there's more comfort in your body. Drawing that full inhale here, shoulders gently relax away from the ears, letting your breath go. Another full breath in. Let go. As you take your next breath in, press those palms into the ground, lift the chest up, slide your hands towards your shin bones, and then exhale, dome that spine, cat it back, hold onto the shin bones if you can. Inhale, lift the heart, bringing the body towards the front. Exhale, dome your spine, catting it back. Inhale, we'll reach forward, press the blades of your toes into the earth for stability. Exhale, dome that spine, cat it back. And last time, inhale, we come forward. And exhale, we dome it back. On our next breath in, we'll rise up into a comfortable seat. Work your way now, when you're ready, onto all fours or that tabletop position. As you come onto all fours, go ahead and shake or shimmy your hips from one side of the room to the opposite side of the room, noticing and observing what's going on with the lower portion of your frame, noticing if your wrists are tender. Maybe you need to lift that right hand off the mat and trace a few circles in each direction. You can do the same thing with the left as well. Perhaps for you, there's a little bit more that you need. But all in your breath and time, we'll all find stillness. And as we find stillness, we'll tuck our toes under and we'll exhale, send the weight of the body back to stretch the bottom of our feet. So we're anchoring through the toes. And you can reach back and allow yourself to anchor that little toe down to the mat if it's hovering off the mat. Draw a breath in here. Let that breath go. As you find yourself stretching the bottom of the feet, gently take those shoulders away from your ears. And if you need a little bit more, walk your hands a little closer towards your kneecaps. If you need a lot less, slide the hips closer towards the top of the mat so that you can release or relieve that pressure. Another breath in and that breath out. On your next inhale, slide the weight of the body forward so you're stacked on all fours once more. Lift your feet off the mat, a couple of circles with the ankles in each direction. And then if you'd like to take your feet and pat them on the mat, you're welcome to do so, or you may just want to let the feet rest on top of the mat. Lift your right wrist off the earth, a few circles with that right wrist in one direction. Switch that direction out when you're ready, and then return that right palm down. Lift your left hand off the mat, a few circles once more in each direction. Return that left palm down. On our next inhale, curl those toes under, the knees in line with the hips, the shoulders in line with our wrists. We'll inhale for that cow pose, dropping the belly down. Feel your shoulders retract. Feel your hips tilt up, and then inhale, lift the chest up towards the sky. On your exhale, press your feet into the earth, dome the spine, curling your body up towards the ceiling, bringing that gaze to your thighs. Inhale for that cow pose, a soft bend of the elbows, lifting up high. On that exhale, your feet press into the earth, and as you cat it up. Two more. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, catting it back. And last round. Use the breath to move as you inhale. Use the breath to guide you as you exhale. And then inhale, neutralize your spine. As you neutralize the spine, bring those knees close to one another. Go ahead and tuck your left toes under, and as you inhale, extend that right leg behind you. As you extend that right leg behind you, the natural thing to happen is to lift the hip up higher than necessary. So drop the hip point down, draw the navel towards the spine, and find your hips in line with one another. From here, as you exhale, cross your foot over towards this left side, squeeze those thighs, top of your left foot can rest on the mat now, and exhale, look over that left shoulder. As you look over your left shoulder, you draw a full breath in, pulling the shoulders away from the ears, maybe rocking forward and back, gaining a little bit more length for the side of your hip on this right side, and maybe the back of your leg as well. Take one more inhale here, letting that breath go. As you take your next breath in, take your gaze towards the top of the mat. Slide this right foot directly behind you, and then slide this leg all the way over towards that right edge of the mat. Press into the blade of your right foot. Let your left foot slowly sweep over towards your right side. And then from here, align the body. So align this left hip with that knee if possible, and rock back and forth. As you rock back and forth, you're going to feel this length through your inner thighs. So you're gently releasing back and forth. This is letting your body know that it's okay. So if it's really tight, you might find that you need a few more rocks back and forth. But if it feels really good, when you're ready, you'll exhale. Sink the hips towards the back of the room and bow your chest down. If you want to reach towards your right leg, send that right hand towards that right leg. If this is too much, lift your hips up, drop your forearms down on the ground, or even anchor those forearms on your books or your block. Everyone is a little bit different, so that's why you want variations. You want to guide yourself safely and comfortably. Draw a breath in, let that breath go. You're here just a couple more inhales, letting the body sink and melt. One more inhale here. And a big sigh out if you need it. When you're ready, place those palms back down on the mat. Inhale, lift those hips up. As we lift the hips up, slide this right foot just a little bit closer for stability, tucking the left toes under. Walk your hands towards your body, and then inhale, rise up. As we rise up for this gate pose, you might even want to slide this right foot further or closer towards your body. On that exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Feel someone patting your belly once more. And then inhale, those arms extend up. On our exhale, side bend, right hand to that right side. If your shoulder closes, open that left shoulder up. Maybe spin your head so that you're looking up towards your left thumb. Or once you've opened up your left shoulder, begin to gaze where it feels the most comfortable for you. Draw a breath in here. Let that breath go. Take another full breath in here. And let that breath go. On our next inhale, extend both the right and that left arm back up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Sternum is wide as the collarbone expands. And then inhale, those arms reach up. As we exhale, bow down. Release your fingertips down to the ground. Slide this right foot to the edge of your mat. And then step this right foot in between your right and your left hand. From this position, grab your block. If you need it, place that left hand down on the block. Inhale, extend and reach up towards the sky with your right arm. Pull that right shoulder back. Extend and reach the fingertips directly up towards the sky, and then take one more breath in. On your exhale, sweep your hand back, return the fingertips down to the ground, all on your breath and time. Press the top of your foot into the earth, and then inhale, peace fingers, lift and reach up towards the sky for that low lunge. Palms come together. Exhale, hands rest at prayer and at your heart space. Relax the shoulders down. Place your hands on your quad. Now I want you to flex or squeeze this left glute cheek. Once you squeeze it, then feel yourself tuck your hips forward. This is going to give length to the hip flexor and hopefully relief to your back. Draw a breath in here. Relax the shoulders down. Stay strong through this right thigh, right quad. Another breath in. Push and reach forward, letting that breath go. One more breath in. And one more breath out. On your next inhale, sweep those arms up towards the sky. And as we exhale, the hands release down to frame this right foot. Looking towards the front of the room, straighten this front right leg, sliding your hips back. If you need the blocks once more, place maybe that right hand on the block as your left hand can rest on top of that right hand if you only have one block. If you have two, then use both blocks. Pull that right hip back. Soften through this right knee, pointing the toes up towards the sky. Breathe in through your nose here, looking forward. And as you exhale, bow it down. You're going to feel that length through the hamstring or that glute and hamstring connection. A bigger or a great bend in the knee is acceptable as well if your body comes to its edge quicker than that straight leg permits. Shoulders are away from our ears as we bow down. Just another breath here. Letting that breath go. On our next inhale, if your hands are to the block, bring that left hand back. Inhale, rise up. Slide the weight of the body forward. As you slide the weight of the body forward, you're going to take this right leg and slide it towards the left edge of the mat so that you can now cross your legs. And as you cross those legs, send the blades of your feet out to the edges of the mat, drawing a breath in. And if this is difficult for you, take that block and you're going to rest your glutes on it. So when you're ready, exhale, roll the body towards the back so that you're anchored on your right and your left glute. You might need to slide that left foot out a little bit more and shimmy. And as you take that breath in, lift up. And as you exhale, fold your heart forward. And if you can, bring your chin somewhere towards this right knee. And if not, just find where it's comfortable for you. It may even mean that you're stacking those arms on top of the block and releasing the forehead down on that stacked arm. Breathing in and out, that's the most vital part. Remind yourself of your intention that I am present with myself. I am courageous. I am appreciative. Whatever your word is, and if it's evolved, own it for what it is, or maybe it's more than one. Continue to draw the breath in and out of the nose. With each inhale, feel the length of the spine, and with each exhale, feel the grounding to the earth. One more breath in, and we'll exhale, release that breath out. As you take your next breath in, if you have that block, remove it out of the way. Your fingertips are down to the earth. Lift your chest up. Work the weight of the body forward, and that might mean a little bit of momentum. If you do need a little bit of momentum, that's okay. Or maybe catty corner your fingers so that you can return those knees back down towards the ground. As you return the knees back down towards the ground, extend that left leg behind you. Hook your right foot all the way over to the right edge of the mat, and then inhale, side plank on that right knee. Draw a breath in here. Let that breath go. Another breath in, letting that breath go. If you'd like to float and extend this left leg off the ground, lift that left leg off the earth. Flex your foot first, press into the earth through your right palm. Now point your left toes. When you're ready, curl the heel in towards the body. And if you need to, pull the knee into your chest, slide your hand down your shin bone until you connect with your ankle if you'd like to bind. Or if you can extend your hand behind you and then bind, that's perfectly fine as well. Draw a breath in here. Let that breath go. One more. Letting that breath go. As you take your next breath in, release, extend the arm and the leg. And as you exhale, drop the blade of this left foot down. Spin your left hand down to the ground, rotating those hips. Gently lift that left leg a few circles with your left knee in one direction and then the opposite direction. Go ahead and return that left knee down to the ground. Wiggle those hips side to side. Tops of your feet into the earth. Legs are parallel, so they're like skis. Send the hips back. We have 3 roller coaster cat-cows. So when you're ready, bend those elbows, bow your chest down, and then scoop your heart all the way up as you cow pose. And as you exhale, dome your spine, cat it back. Slip the hips towards the back. Inhale, thread the heart forward as you lift. Exhale, round that spine, take that roller coaster in reverse, and then inhale, forward you go. Exhale, taking it back. On your next breath in, you finalize that last cow pose, and as you exhale, you're in tabletop position. From our tabletop position, go ahead and curl your right toes under, and as you inhale, that left leg goes behind you. Curl your left toes and extend your right leg behind you. Draw a breath in. And as you exhale, cross this right foot over towards this left side. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out of the nose. I made a little boo-boo, my apologies. Bring this right leg back towards center. As that right leg comes back towards center, I had it right the first time. Tuck your right toes. Now inhale, extend that left leg behind you. My apologies. Draw a breath in. Keep the hip in line. Navel connects. And now exhale, cross this left foot over towards the right side as you squeeze the thighs, pressing the top of your right foot down on the mat. Rock back and forth if that feels good. As you rock back and forth, you'll feel that gentle opening through this left hip. Breath in, breath out, shoulders away from the ears. Last inhale and last exhale. Then inhale, pause. As you pause, begin to slide your foot all the way, left foot all the way over towards that left edge. As it comes towards that left edge, press into the blade of that left foot. Slightly curl your right foot over towards your left side, and then begin to rock your body back and forth, opening up the inner thigh. You can also place a blanket so that your knee has a little more cushion if you happen to be on a harder surface. Pause when you're ready, and as you exhale, you can sink the hips back or perhaps bring those elbows down to the ground. Your choice always. Find where it feels comfortable. Feel the opening up this left inner thigh, and maybe extend your left hand towards this left leg as you bow your chest down. Draw a breath in. Let that breath go. Taking another couple inhales here. Feel the body decompress. Feel yourself releasing the hip flexor on the right side as you open up the inner thigh, and the low spine or that low back finds that sensation of relief. Last breath in here. And you'll let that breath go. When you're ready, those palms come down to the mat. As the palms come down to the mat, shift the hips forward, lifting the heart up. Maybe slide this left foot in a little bit closer towards your body, and perhaps curl your right toes under as you walk your hands towards the frame. And then inhale, rise up for that gate pose. Beautiful. Nice work. Draw a breath in here. Big smiles as you exhale. Lift your chest up, gaze up towards the sky. Inhale, scoop and lift your arms back up, and then exhale, side bend. Left hand to that left edge, right fingertips follow towards the left. Rotate and open your chest so that you can feel that length through your right hip flexor. If you need a little bit more, squeeze the right glute. Press that right hip forward just a tiny bit. It doesn't have to be aggressive, but it can have connection. One more inhale here. And that exhale here. On your next breath in, extend and reach the arms back up. And as we exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down once more. Inhale, lift those arms back up, and then exhale, begin to fold, releasing your fingertips down. As you release the fingertips down, you'll begin to slide your foot towards your mat edge, and then step this left foot in between your right and your left thumb. As you extend the knee or allow yourself to get comfortable, grab your block if you need it, place your right palm on it, and then inhale, extend and lift that left arm up towards the ceiling. Relaxing the shoulders as best to your abilities as you can. Breath in here. And that breath out here. Last one. On your exhale, rotate your left hand back and then down. On your next inhale, begin to lift and rise up to that low lunge position. Arms up towards the sky. Press into the top of that right foot, and then exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Inhale, those arms reach up, and now exhale, bring those palms to your quad. Squeeze your right glute, send that right hip forward, shift that left hip back, and let yourself relax the shoulders as you feel that length through your hip. And as you squeeze and activate the glute, maybe press your belly so that you can find that core connection as well. One more inhale here. And that exhale here. On that next breath in, the arms float up. And as we exhale, the hands release as we frame that left foot. Grab the block if you needed. Straighten your left leg. Work the hips back. Place your left hand on that block if you'd like. Bring your right hand to the block if you need it. And you have 3 different phases, the mama bear, the baby bear, and the daddy bear. So decide which phase of the block you prefer. Draw that breath in here. Let that breath go. Hug the left hip back. Now stay on the heel of your left foot and point those toes up if you can. Looking forward, and then soften the top of your foot, pointing the toes to the top of the mat. You can bow down if you want to feel a little more relief, or lean through the hamstring or the back of the leg. Let your breath guide you. Let your breath be the cue that says you've come to the correct edge, and you pause there and you wait patiently. Our patience does serve our purpose when we're practicing our yoga or we're in our practice. Another inhale here. And that exhale here. As you take your next breath in, press into the earth as you begin to lift the body up, returning the sole of that left foot down to the ground. As the sole of the left foot comes down to the ground, go ahead and lift the chest, looking forward, sliding your left foot over towards this right side. Knees are down on the mat, blades of the feet go out like you're opening up a fan, and then exhale, start to work the hips down, and they may not anchor all the way down, and that's okay. You may need to extend this left leg forward if that's more comfortable. This is totally fine. Do what feels right for you as you exhale and bow down. As we dive in deeper into the back side of the body, you might want to lift your chest up so that you can pull those shoulders up, back and down, and then bow the frame down. You might gain a little more length or maybe a little more space for your abdomen to move. Breath in, breath out. One more just like that. As you take your next breath in, you're welcome to rise up using that momentum as we return back into the knees. As we roll back onto our knees, extend that right leg behind you, hook your left foot over towards the left side, and then side plank on our left knee as we extend our right arm up. Drawing that breath in here, press through the blade of your right foot, letting that breath go. When you're ready, extend and float the right leg or keep that right leg down on the mat, your choice. Pointing the toes, flexing the foot first, now pointing those toes, curling the heel towards the body, reaching back and grabbing, or knee into the chest, hand slides down the knee until you connect with the ankle. Draw a breath in. Do your best not to hyperextend the back here. So that's one thing I always think of is imagine someone's patting the belly, and as you pat your belly, you'll find that that core strength activates so that we can protect our low spine. Breath in, breath out. One more. Draw it in. Draw it out. Releasing on the inhale, blade of the foot goes down. Spin the hand around and down to the ground. Rotate those hips. Lift your right leg off the ground. Bend your right knee to the right side and trace those circles in each direction. Taking that full belly breath in, you'll exhale, release the knee down to the mat, wiggling those hips side to side, and lifting that left hand if you need to. On your next breath in, big toes kiss, slide the knees out towards the edges of the mat. Slip your hips back until you feel that connection, and you can bow your chest down for what is known as child's pose. As the forehead releases to the mat, or maybe today it doesn't touch, you can stack the hands if you prefer, or make two fists and stack your fists so that you can relax here. If you feel like you want to dive in a little deeper into your arms, your triceps, you can bend those elbows. And as you bend your elbows, your palms come into prayer. And then you begin to take the thumbs somewhere along your spine, or maybe just to your head. Breathe in here. Expand those lungs, not only on the front portion of your belly, but also the sides and the back. Letting that breath go. One more. Letting it go. Slowly begin to release. The palms come down to the mat if your hands are in prayer. Lift the chest up, tabletop position, knees aligned towards one another, tucking our toes, sliding the hips back. We'll inhale, lift our knees off the mat, tilt our hips up, and we'll exhale, take that downward facing dog. As we come into downward facing dog, begin to march or paddle your feet out, taking your time, noticing the length you've already gained, the progress that your body is feeling, and thanking you for. Pause when you're ready. As you pause when you're ready, solidify your stance. Even if it's on the balls of your feet, your heels do not have to anchor. It's perfectly fine. Press the heart towards the thighs. Hollow out your armpits as you flatten out your back. Breathe in through the nose. Imagine that you're flattening out sheets that have wrinkles. So that's what I mean by flattening down your back. Let that breath go. Inhale, lift those heels, bend your knees. Look forward now. Begin to walk or step your feet in between your thumbs as you exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, you'll lift up halfway, a flat back, soft bend of the knees, shifting the weight towards the heels, so bend those knees. And then exhale, forward fold down. Separating your feet hip width distance apart or greater. Grab those elbows for ragdoll. If you have your chin cranked up so that you can look forward, take your chin, tuck it towards your chest so that you can look in between your legs instead. As your knees bend, you can sway from right side to left side in any other variation that feels good for you. Maybe like a small pendulum moving back and forth or top of the mat to back of the mat. Breath in, breath out. One more inhale here, and we'll exhale Return to center, releasing our hands down towards the ground. Heel toe your feet back towards one another. Soft bend of the knees and inhale, reverse and rise. As we circle sweep those arms out to the sides, up to the sky, pat your belly or visualize that patting. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down so that your back is strong. Inhale, those arms reach up, and then exhale, forward fold. Lowering the palms down to the earth, step back with your right foot. As you drop that right foot back, drop your right knee down to the earth, top of that right foot on the ground. With or without your block, inhale, that left arm goes up towards the sky. Breathe in through your nose here, and then exhale, the left hand returns to the ground. Curling the back toe, lifting that back knee. Take your time as you inhale and rise up for that high crescent lunge. So in high crescent lunge, you might want to step that right foot forward slightly and then inhale, lift it up. As you inhale and rise up for that high crescent lunge, keep that front knee as bent as possible without the knee going towards the toes. Instead, knee in line with the ankle. Soft bend of that back leg if you need it. A breath in and that breath out. One more inhale. And as we exhale, bring both your right and your left hand to that left hip. Rotate or relax the shoulders away and down. Drawing a breath in, letting that breath go. On our next inhale, the arms expand and open up for that twist, letting that breath go. Inhale, they come back to center for high crescent lunge, and exhale, we'll spin that back right foot down to the ground, perpendicular to the mat for warrior two. Align that left heel with the arch of your right foot as the arms extend like this long rope. Breath in, breath out. Drop that back hand down, flipping your left palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Draw a breath in here. Do your best to keep that bend or that crease in the hips so that you don't hyperextend the back. One more inhale, and then exhale, extended side angle. Sweep and lift. Right arm up towards the sky. If you prefer, that right hand can rest on your hip as you gently feel yourself rotating the right hip point open for a little more length. Squeeze the right glute for protection. And press the hip forward slightly. It's a soft connection. One more inhale here. And that exhale, then inhale, we'll reverse the warrior. So the legs stay the same, but we trace our palms to the back. And now exhale, cartwheel your hands to come down, framing that front foot. Spin so you're on the ball of your right foot. Plant your hands down. Take your time as you slide or step your left foot back for downward facing dog. Draw a breath in here. Let that breath go. Inhale, roll into plank. Drop down to your knees, 3 rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, cow pose, lift and tilt the chin up. Exhale, catting it back up. Inhale, cow pose. You can even take it roller coaster style if you prefer. Exhale, rounding that spine. Last one, inhale. Scoop and lift. Exhale, dome it up. And then inhale, neutralize. As we neutralize, palms are squared, sliding the weight of the body forward. We'll exhale, brush the ribs with those elbows as we lower all the way down. As we lower all the way down, inhale, we'll rise up for a baby cobra. Fingertips float off the earth. And then we'll exhale, release the palms and the chin back down towards the ground. Walk those thighs towards one another, tuck those toes under. Inhale, plank on your knees to exhale, child's pose. Slip the hips back, take those knees out wide as you'd like, and then relax the frame down to the earth. Draw a breath in here. Let that breath go. Last one, as you inhale through your nose, and you'll exhale, release that breath. On your next breath in, sliding the palms towards your body as you lift your chest up, stack on all fours, tuck the toes under, lift the knees off the earth, tilt your hips up for our inverted V or downward facing dog. March and paddle your feet out, bending that right knee, straightening the left, back and forth. Inhale, lift our heels, bend your knees, look forward, walk or step your feet in between those thumbs as you exhale for forward fold, or walk your hands to your feet. That's a second option. Release as you fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway, pull the shoulders back, pat your belly so that your spine gets firm, and then exhale, bow it down. Separate your feet, hip width distance apart or greater. Once more, we're taking a bind, but this time you're gonna lift your right foot, slide your right hand underneath, let your toes touch the crease of your wrist, and then the same thing with the left. So little gorilla pose. It's gorilla pose because you can wiggle side to side and you can pull those elbows to the left and to the right. The legs can begin to straighten simultaneously, or if you prefer, one at a time or not at all. Breathe in through your nose, look in between your legs and not at the top of your mat. Let that breath go. One more inhale. And that exhale. Slowly begin to bend those knees if they're long and strong. Dip the hips down, release your fingertips out from under the feet. Heel toe your feet back towards one another. And as you take your next breath in, reverse and rise. Circle sweeping those arms to the sides, up to the sky, that full belly breath in. And exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Inhale, our arms reach up towards the ceiling, and we'll exhale, forward fold. Bending the knees as much as you need to, fingertips down to the ground. We'll step back with our we'll step back with that left foot. Drop the left knee down to the ground, top of that left foot on the earth, and then inhale, we'll rise up for our low lunge. As we come up to that low lunge, draw a breath in, and then exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, hands come down. They'll frame that front foot with or without your block. Anchor your left hand down on the mat, and inhale, that right arm goes up. As that right arm goes up, breathe in through your nose. And breathe out of the nose. And as you exhale, release the hand down. Curl your back toes, lift that back knee, step your left foot forward just a tiny bit, and then inhale, rise up for high crescent lunge. As you come into that high crescent lunge, shift the weight of the body so it's centered versus too far forward or too far back. Anchor the sole of the right foot, and sometimes our knee collides over towards the middle, so make sure that your knee hasn't collided so that you can see your big toe on the inner thigh portion versus your big toe on the outer thigh portion. Take a breath in here. And then as you exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down, squeezing that left glute. Inhale, the arms span back up, and then exhale, bring both the right and the left hand to your right hip. Shoulders relax. So this is allowing you stability. It's letting your hips get into proportion for the twist. Breath in, breath out. On your next inhale, arms extend and reach like a letter T, palms point towards our right side, letting that breath go. Inhale, both arms reach up towards the sky. And as both arms reach up towards the sky, exhale, take that warrior two as you spin your back blade down to the mat and those arms come long. Breath in, belly patting, stay strong. Let that breath go. Back hand down, flip that right palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Once more, don't straighten the leg if possible. Keep that soft bend into the body. Breath in, breath out. One more. And then exhale, extended side angle, forearm on the thigh. Extend and lift the left arm up towards the sky. Do your best not to collapse into your shoulder or collapse into the thigh. Just think of a soft resting place, something very delicate that you don't want to break. Inhale through your nose here. Let that breath go. And now inhale, reverse the warrior. Keep your legs the same, just fan your hands back. And exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the ground, framing your foot. When you're ready, you're welcome to release the left knee down if you'd like, or step back directly into that downward facing dog or inverted V. Breath in and a breath out. On your next inhale, roll the vertebrae forward, drop the knees down to the mat, taking 3 rounds of cat-cows or roller coaster cat-cows. So inhale, roll the heart forward, lift the chest up. Exhale, dome the spine, slip the hips back. Inhale your breath, slithering forward. Exhale, taking it back. Final one. And then inhale, find that tabletop position. From tabletop position, slide the weight of the body forward so that your shoulders are here over the wrist. The elbows tuck in. We'll brush the ribs as we lower our frame down. So we lower that frame down. Inhale, rise up for a little cobra, baby cobra, or full cobra if your back feels good. Breath in through the nose, shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, release your frame back down. Inhale, walk those thighs towards one another, tuck the toes, pull the elbows in, rise up for plank on your knees. To exhale, slipping the hips back for that child's pose. Draw a breath in here. And let that breath go. Another full belly breath in. And we'll let that breath go. As we take our next inhale, we begin to lift and rise up. Once we lift and rise up, go ahead and make your way onto your bottom. As you work your weight onto the bottom, slide the weight of the body back as you anchor your frame to tuck the knees in towards the chest. As the knees come in towards the chest, place your hands on your kneecaps and then trace a few circles to massage the points of your low back. Trace them small, medium, or large, or a variation of all, combo of all 3. And then switch that direction out. Come back to center. As you return to center, lower the sole of your left foot down. Lift your right leg up towards the sky. Flex the foot, point the toe, maybe 3-5 times back and forth, just letting that hamstring know that it's okay. So we're kind of giving it a little floss, a little bit of like, you're okay. And then cross the quad or cross the ankle towards that left quad. Flex your right toes, lift that left leg off the ground, thread your needle. Right hand through the triangle, left hand on the outside edge. Your goal is not to force the body to do something that it's not comfortable with. It's just to find that space where you feel the relief, you feel the tension, but there's comfort in your breath. So if you're holding your breath or restricting the passage, then change where you're at. It may mean that you need to leave the sole of your foot down today. It may mean that you want to slide your heel down a little closer so that your thigh can open up. Take one more inhale here. And then exhale, releasing your hands. Keep your leg the way it is. But now cross this right leg all the way over towards the left side. Draw the knees in towards your heart so that they're aligned with your sternum, and then take your feet, opening them up. So this is similar to when we were on our bottoms or on our knees, and then we slid back. Hands to the kneecap, slide down the legs until you're able to wrap your hands around the shin bone or perhaps your ankle or maybe even the blades of your feet. It's up to you. Gently draw those knees in towards your body if it feels good, or if you prefer, feel your tailbone roll down instead. Take a breath in here. You're not forcing that low back to press into the earth, but you are feeling that soft roundness of the bottom. Last inhale here. And then exhale, our hands release, and we'll bring the sole of our left foot down to the ground. Keep your legs crossed still. Go ahead and walk your left foot over towards that right edge, and then slide so that the blade of your right foot comes lower towards the hip point. Keep walking that left foot towards that left edge as much as your hip permits. And then exhale, drop your left knee over towards the left edge of the mat. And then you can grab onto your right ankle if you'd like, or release that right knee down and hold on to the foot if you prefer. So it's a semi half lotus, opening up the hip, releasing hopefully that low spine as well. If it's too much, just release and extend your right leg towards the top of the mat so that the left hip flexor gets the majority of it now. So if it's too much, just modify. Take a full breath in where you're at. Arms out to the sides, cactus or T style. Let gravity do the work. Last inhale here. Letting that breath go. When you're ready, you can begin to slide that right foot towards the knee, or if it's extended, just leave it extended. Lifting that left knee off the ground, blade of the left foot on the mat, sole of the left foot now on the mat. Creepy crawl or walk your left foot back to center. Inhale, that right leg goes up, and as you exhale, that right knee bends in towards your chest, interlacing your hands around the shin bone. Inhale, extend that left leg nice and long. As that left leg goes nice and long, you can release the heel to the mat, or you can continue to hover the heel off the earth. A breath in here and a breath out here. Half a happy baby when you're ready. So taking that right hand, bringing the right shoulder towards the midline of our body, reach and grab either the blade of your right foot, or if you prefer, just hook your arm around the back of your hamstring if that's more accessible. In this half happy baby, you're gently guiding this right knee towards the right side of the room or towards that armpit. You're doing your best just to be soft and relaxed. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling out of the nose. One more. Release. When you're ready, extend and straighten that right leg up. And as you exhale, release that right leg down. Inhale, those arms reach over your head. You're as long as a pencil. And you'll exhale, slide those hands down to your side. Bend both knees. And as you bend both knees, tuck the knees in towards the chest for a little squeeze. Lowering the sole of your right foot. Inhale, the left leg goes up. As that left leg goes up, you can wrap your hands around the hammy or gently begin to point and flex the toes back and forth, allowing that hamstring to be flossed out as well. Breath in and a breath out. When you're ready, pausing, bending the knee, bringing the blade of your foot over towards this right quad. Allow the foot to flex. So left toes need to flex, and then inhale, lift that right foot off the ground, thread your needle. If you need to leave your foot down on the ground, leave that foot down on the ground. If you're feeling any discomfort in your low spine, it's letting you know that there's some kind of imbalance in the body where you're asking the body to do something it's not quite ready for. So that's a cue to let you know, release the sole of the foot down. So if that's you, accept it, own it, and then make it okay to do what's necessary for more comfort versus creating pains or any sensation of discomfort. Taking just one more inhale here. You'll let that breath go. Keeping your legs as is, you'll release the hands, lowering the sole of your right foot down. Cross this left foot over, and now guide the knees in towards the heart as you exhale. Hands slide down the shin bones until you're ready to connect. Blades go out to the left and to the right. You can also tuck those knees a little closer towards your body, or at least that left thigh, or you can roll the tailbone down, or a combo of both. There's this action of isometrically bringing the body into its comfort, so you're pressing and contracting. If it's too much, soften it. Give yourself some grace. Maybe that was your word. I am graceful. I am patient. Maybe it's, I am on a journey. Just another breath here. Letting that breath go. As you release the breath, release the hands from the legs, slowly returning the sole of your right foot down. As the sole of your right foot comes down, begin to walk that right foot towards that left edge. Once it's where it's comfortable, sliding the blade of your left foot down the thigh, closer towards the hip point, drop that right knee down. As that right knee comes down, you can hang on to the ankle, left ankle or not, or if you need to extend the leg, left leg to the top of the mat. Breathe in through the nose here. Breathe out of the nose here. If you're squeezing the glutes, see if you can relax them. If you happen to be creating tension in your low back, then it may mean that you need to slide the left foot out, or it may mean that that right foot needs to extend more at a 90-degree angle versus curled in towards the glutes. Inhale through your nose once more. And this time, open mouth sigh, release that breath. If you're holding onto that left ankle, gently let it go. If the leg is extended, keep that left leg extended. But when you're ready, lift that right leg up, blade of the right foot on the mat until the right foot is down on the earth and you're aligning. Once it's aligned, inhale, extend and lift that left leg up. Exhale, bend the left knee into the chest, interlace your hands around your shin bone. From there, inhale, extend that right leg towards the top of the mat, hovering or anchored into the ground. Draw that breath in. Feel the thigh connect to the ribs. Let that breath go. One more just like that. Letting it go. All on your breath and time. Release the hands from around the shin bone, taking that half happy baby. So bringing your right shoulder towards the inner thigh and gently bringing the foot closer to your hand or wrapping those hands around the hamstring. If this is difficult, another modification could be that you bend that right knee, and that's okay too. Breathe in and out of the nose. Allow yourself to feel contentment, happiness, joy, whatever your word is. We are the creators of our happiness, so let yourself be happy. One more breath in. And that breath out. Gently begin to release, extending that left leg up towards the sky. You'll exhale, release that left foot down to meet the right. Inhale, both arms reach over our head. You can arch your spine here. And then as you exhale, slide those hands down to your sides until they're next to your body. Bend both the right and the left knee. As you bend both the right and the left knee, windshield wiper those legs, right side to left side. One more inhale and exhale. We're going to take a bridge pose here. So palms down into the mat, soles of the feet into the earth. Navel is firm. You're not pressing and squeezing, but it's like you've just placed a weight on your abdomen. And now you're going to inhale, lift it up. As you lift it up, you're still needing to be strong. It's almost like a belt's wrapped around your hip points as you lift the body up. One more inhale here. And when you're ready, soften the shoulders, release the vertebrae back down to the mat. Let your hips relax down on the ground. You can bend those knees and sway them from one side to the other. If you find that you'd like a second bridge, go ahead and take that second bridge. If you don't want a second bridge, just let your body decompress here as we all lift up, or some of us lift up. Breath in, breath out. Inhale here. And then exhale once more. Roll your back down to the mat. Knees can kiss and you can sway those legs. Work your way back to stillness. And as you work your way back to stillness, pull both the right and the left knee in towards the heart. Arms cactus or T out. And as we exhale, we'll gently begin to release the knees to that right side, either at a greater than, less than, or even a 90-degree angle. So you can always slide those legs towards the bottom end of the mat for more comfort in your body. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out of your nose. As you take your next inhale, bring your knees back towards center. And as you exhale, switch it out. Knees fall over towards the left side. Decide the angle that you'd like for the legs. If your head is off the mat, then that may mean that you need to support it with a blanket. Or if those knees are off the mat, then that may mean that you need to straighten your legs a little bit more so that they're more comfortable. Draw your breath in, letting that breath go. As you take your next inhale, we come back to center. And as we return to center, we'll give ourselves a big squeeze, drawing the knees in towards the body, maybe squeezing every fiber of our being. Everything is nice and tight. And then we'll inhale, relax, and let it all go as we work our way into our final resting place of Shavasana. Those legs extend towards the top of the mat and to the corners of the mat. Arms to our sides, that inhale through the nose. And that big release out. Sighing with gratitude, sighing with joy and contentment in our hearts, our body, and our mind. Breathing naturally. We rest here, connecting, nourishing, rejuvenating mind, body, and spirit. Bring awareness to the space, to your physical presence. Breathe in through your nose. And as you exhale, sigh that breath out, taking your time. Gently begin to invite movement back into the body as you wiggle your fingers, your toes, wrists, and ankles. Allowing your head to move from right side to left side, back and forth until you're ready to neutralize the spine or have that long, tall body. As you inhale, reach your arms over your head, yawn, and take that big morning stretch. And as you exhale, curl those knees in towards your heart, wrap your arms around yourself. When you're ready to release, let go, rolling over towards your right side, extending your right arm so that you can make a soft pillow for your head to rest on. In this fetal position, draw a breath in. Let that breath go. And then inhale with your eyes closed. Guide yourself into a comfortable seated position, facing anywhere you'd like or wherever you arrive. Bringing your hands into prayer and at your heart space. Bringing and resting the thumbs at the sternum, maybe even just an inch lower than normal. Taking a breath in. And as we exhale, we release and we bow to each other, to ourselves, and to our journey. The divine in me salutes, honors, and acknowledges the divine mother mind in each of you. From my heart to yours, may you have a wonderful day. Namaste.